So this is going to be a compilation video of a bunch of training sessions over the course of a couple days with Café. So our big thing this week is working around some of her triggers. So we know she's not a big fan of other dogs. Mostly I see a lot of avoidant behaviors with her. So she'll try and get on the wrong side of me to avoid the dogs and things like that. I do want to say, so this clip in particular, I actually brought her to my PSA club to work her after club around some of my friends' dogs because they all look very different than my dogs. So I'm in my outfit that I usually wear underneath my bite suit, so I do apologize for the outfit. It's very hot in that suit, so I do try to wear like clothing that keeps me cool. Typically I would not post videos dressed like this, so please excuse that. A lot of the sessions in the beginning were just focused on getting her back on us. She gets very distracted in a new environment. As we keep doing this, she gets better and better. You can see there she's like a little concerned with Kiki, who's playing tug, but she does really well. So we're just keeping it easy stuff like heel. I'm not putting her in a whole lot of stays because I don't want her to feel trapped, and the impulse control is going to be hard enough as it is. I'd rather do something that we can keep her moving and not have to keep her super stressed out. So if I do a stay like there, I kind of made her sit for a second. It's with good amount of distance and it's also pretty quick. So she gets a little confused there. I just wait her out. Overall though, she is doing really well with this, especially considering that these dogs are moving in a lot more like natural way compared to like my demo dogs. That's me having my friend bring her Doberman over. Miss Darcy, she's great. Café does not care for Darcy, but that's okay. You can see as Darcy steps on the field, see there, Café breaks her down. That's okay. I'm expecting her to make mistakes. I don't want her to make a crazy bunch of mistakes. I want the session to be semi-boring. But obviously, if we're doing perfect and nothing's getting really like tested or stressed a little bit, I'm not doing my job, right? We're just staying in the comfort zone. So like there you saw she switched sides, and that's because she was trying to avoid Darcy. Darcy's not doing anything. Darcy is a really good girl and very dog neutral, which makes her perfect to work around. However, she does look very different than the average dog that Café might see. And since she did struggle a little bit, I just increased my distance from Darcy and increased my reward schedule as well. So if it's harder, you're going to get paid a little bit more. I believe this is her just working off of her kibble. In some of these other clips, I actually am using a little bit more high value thing like treats. Again, she got a little confused there, totally fine. But honestly, like this session went as well as it could possibly go. Again, interested in Darcy, but if we're not training those scenarios, we're not going to get the results that we're wanting to see out of this. So this is at a random park in Liberty Hill. It's kind of drizzly, gross, rainy weather, but that's all right. My puppy is going to be barking in the background because she hates me. But Café did really good. She got a little bit distracted with a lot of the cars and stuff. This is a really nice area for me to work around traffic sounds with the dogs. And you can see right there, she is very distracted by the car. The car is very much a big distraction for Café. So we do like kind of work with that a little bit. I'm like, hey, you do have to get back in the heel position. I did forget the little recorder thing I usually use that tracks me with my camera for this session, so that's why the framing kind of sucks. And unlike with the other videos, I didn't have someone with me that I could get to record, but that's okay. We just kind of walked around, worked on some traffic sounds, some stays. I'm really not super concerned with her around like cars and things. It's not an issue she really has, but it's always nice to train that and to train in a new environment, even without distraction dogs, because I also don't want her to start thinking that every time she goes somewhere new, it's going to be stressful because I'm going to have to see all of these other dogs. She is struggling a little bit with her sit stay in this clip. She's like, oh, do you want me to go into down? You know, what do you want me to do? Part of it is like she just doesn't want to do the stay. Part of it could be a little bit of confusion with the trying to go into down. So I just kind of take us back a step and I work a little bit easier to kind of remind her, hey, this is what we're supposed to be doing. And then she kind of gets with the program. So that's a big thing. Like way back when I started training, I probably would have cut that out of the video. But I want owners to see that training isn't always going to be linear. And sometimes we do have to give them that grace of taking a step back and reminding them what the heck is going to be going on. I definitely just found out that my microphone has been muted the entire time that I was making this video, but I'm not re-recording the whole beginning of it, so sorry. But yeah, her stays are going really well in this clip. She's doing really well, especially with the rain and everything. So I'm super happy with how her session went. So here, Café, I believe this is our first store outing. Maybe we've done one before. I don't quite 100% remember, but this is for sure, I think, the first one I've recorded. But we went to a farm store, I think it's called like McCoy's or something, and she did great as usual. Definitely a little distracted when we first came in, but I just did a little bit of heel work, a little bit of attention game, got her back on me. And we're just working on being, you know, in the aisles, chilling out. Another big distractor for her is going to be people, getting her to ignore them. But she is incredibly biddable, which is just pretty much fancy talk for trainable. So honestly, you know, anything that you really wanted her to do, she could probably get there. She has a lot of want to work and a lot of drive for things like food. You can see she does get a little bit distracted, like she falls behind trying to sniff stuff. I'm just doing a light level on the e-collar and giving her some taps, you know, hey, hurry up. And then when she does get distracted, I'll kind of turn into her and cut her off. Again, like for this being one of our first, if not the first, you know, store outings, I'm really not upset about it. I don't see any other dogs really come in and train besides me. I know it's dog friendly because I always ask because I'm scared of getting in trouble. But I'm assuming there's not a whole lot of crazy dog smell, so she's probably just interested in the smells of the products. You know, it's a weird spot. Most dogs don't obviously have these things in their natural environment. It's a lot of different human odor. The doors are weird. The air conditioning is, you know, a little bit different than maybe our home air conditioning, things like that. But I'm definitely not upset with this at all. You know, even with, you know, breaking obedience here and there, you know, she makes a mistake. I'm not expecting her to be 100% perfect. But the fact that she is keeping her attention on me is more important than, you know, oh, you held the downstay perfectly every time. So this is where things get tricky. We stopped at this park and there were a lot of ducks, and Café was going bonkers in the car after the ducks and bonkers coming out after the ducks. So I decided we're gonna go out and work around some ducks. So she's going to be a lot less polished in this clip than she has been because we're working at a very high distraction level. Of course, the ducks are gonna be on the side of the car that I have to get her out on because why wouldn't they be? Additionally, you'll notice that the recording quality is significantly better than all of my other videos. That's because my wonderful friend Elle, who's Darcy's owner, did my videography here. Elle actually does all of my, like, anything that looks like really good photography, it's Elle. She is fantastic. If you need any photos, videos done, doesn't have to just be dog stuff. I can't recommend her enough. She's great. But anyway, we're going to work some ducks. Café is not super thrilled about them. She's not, like, super into the food. That's fine. I'm just going to keep changing direction, trying to keep her engaged, rewarding her when I can, but understanding that she is going to be a little bit more space-brained. But as you can see, like, she comes back well. The beginning of the session, yeah, she's like a little bit crazy, but she comes back to me pretty well. So I just keep my expectations the same, but I'm a little bit more flexible. So if you come out of the heel position, I'm still going to correct you, but I'm also going to understand that maybe your heel's not going to be quite as nice as it has been. So I'm not going to get myself stressed about, oh no, like she's regressed in training, anything like that. I'm going to keep the standard the same, but I'm just not going to freak out that our session's, any different than it was. I'm also not doing a crazy amount of, long stays, far stays. I'm not pushing her because we're already pushing her with this level of distraction. It smells like duck poop. It smells like dogs. It smells like people. It smells like squirrels. There's a lot going on. She's also been in the car for probably about 45 minutes. I think this is in Burnett because we were on our way to Marble Falls. I needed to get some more agility treats for my dog because my other dog, he decided they looked pretty yummy and I left them too close to the edge of the counter. Dog trainers have dog problems too. But as you can see, she's definitely like trying her hardest to do the right thing, but she really, really wants to go see these ducks. But I'm really proud of her for what she is doing. And it's also raining, which is super helpful. And that sidewalk, as grippy as it looks, was super duper slippery. So, I didn't fall and she didn't go after a duck. So I would say the training session was definitely a win. And all of the ducks were definitely very cute as well.
Sit. Good. 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 Heel. Good. All done.
So at this point, we have made it to Marble Falls. We are at the Petco. Petco looks so much different than it used to. It's really weird. They have chickens, ? Why? I don't know. Cafe and birds. She wants them so bad. She's like, that would be such a fun snack. So we're going to work next to them. I'm not going to avoid difficult things. I want to teach her to work through the difficult things. So we hang out with the little chicks and duckies or whatever the heck they are for a minute. She does really good. No worries about any of the people in this store. She didn't have a problem with that. Didn't have a problem with smelling stuff. I think the farm store just was weird. And I didn't get videos of it, but she did hold it down, stay at the cashier. So all in all, it was a really nice session for her.